Hello and welcome. My name is Osman, also known as the Blind Muslim Yogi. Now, if you're just starting out with meditation, or even if you've been at it for a while, you probably hit one of the first, most fundamental questions there is. What in the world do I do with my eyes? It seems so simple, right? But believe me, after 50 years of deep practice, I can tell you this choice really sets the stage for your entire session. So today, let's clear this up. We're going to walk through this first choice together. We're going to dive into three major, well-respected methods of meditation. And it all comes down to what you're doing with your visual focus. Open, closed, or somewhere in between. Let's figure it out. Here's our game plan. We'll start with the main question of focus itself. Then, we'll explore path 1, the open gaze. After that, path 2, the inner world of closed-eye meditation. And finally, path 3, a balanced view. At the end, we'll talk about how you can choose the method that's right for you. Now, these three methods aren't just slight adjustments. They are truly distinct paths to awareness. Each one has its own unique feel, its own proponents, and its own challenges. So let's break them down one by one. First up is a technique that, well, it might seem a little backwards to some people. Meditating with your eyes wide open. The whole idea here is to engage with the world around you while still holding on to that internal state of calm and peace. So in this method, you keep a really soft, unfocused gaze on a single point in front of you. You're not staring, just resting your eyes. Groups like the Brahma Kumaris often use this very pragmatic approach. And for some people, this can be a huge breakthrough because it helps bridge the gap between sitting on the cushion and being out in your daily life. So what's the trade-off? Well, the upside is huge. It can lead to some really substantive, tangible progress in your day-to-day life. But the downside is very physical. Your eyes can get strained, you might start blinking a lot, and you can even get a burning sensation. And that, of course, can be a major distraction. Okay, on to our second path. This is almost certainly the one you're most familiar with. It's that classic image of a meditator, right? Turning the focus completely inward, away from the outside world. This is really the cornerstone of so many modern practices, especially mindfulness. The idea is wonderfully simple. You just close off the external visual world. And by doing that, it becomes so much easier to direct your attention to an internal anchor, like the feeling of your breath going in and out. And there's a very good reason why this method is so popular. It is, by far, the most studied by the scientific community. You have brilliant minds like Professor Andrew Huberman discussing the immense data behind it. We have mountains of research showing its positive benefits, from reducing stress to improving focus. Because of all that scientific backing and the simply massive positive results so many people see, this is the one that's usually recommended, especially if you're a beginner. But it's not without its pitfalls. With your eyes closed, it's really, really easy to get sleepy and just drift off. And without anything to anchor you in the room, your mind can just get lost in what some call the imagination world, which makes focus a real challenge. So here's the bottom line. After my decades of teaching, I have to agree with this. Despite the challenges, for the vast majority of people, this is a very popular and, most importantly, a very safe place to start. It's a reliable foundation to build your practice on. Our third path, and I'll be honest, my personal preference, offers a kind of middle ground. It's a way to blend the internal and external worlds. This is the half-closed eye technique. So here, your eyelids are mostly shut, maybe about 80%. Just letting a little bit of soft light in. Your gaze isn't focused on anything, but it's gently directed downwards, in the direction of the tip of your nose. This is the technique I use in my own daily practice, which can often be 8 to 10 hours a day. It's subtle, but it's incredibly powerful for balancing alertness with deep inner focus. Now, I know what you're probably thinking right away. Wait, staring at my nose? Doesn't that hurt? And that is a fantastic question. If you do it incorrectly, yes, it can be incredibly uncomfortable. And this is where the proper technique is absolutely crucial. See, the secret here is that you're not literally trying to cross your eyes to stare at the tip of your nose. That would cause a lot of strain. Instead, you just gently drop your gaze. You're looking softly at a spot on the floor, maybe a foot or so in front of you, just in that general downward direction. The goal is to find a comfortable point where there is zero muscle tension. So why do it this way? From my own personal experience and decades of inner exploration, I have a theory. This very gentle downward direction of the eyeballs seems to create a subtle pulling sensation right in the forehead, an area that the yoga and meditation sciences often refer to as the third eye region. That sensation, that gentle pull, feels like an activation. For me, and for many I've guided, it becomes a fantastic starting point to deepen focus and activate that center of intuition. This small physical cue can be the key that unlocks a much deeper state of meditation. Okay, so we've walked through 3 very different paths: the practical open gaze, the popular inner world of closed eyes, and the nuanced, balanced view of the half-closed eyes. So let's put them all side by side to help you make your choice. This chart really sums it all up. With the open eye method, you get that pragmatic, real-world connection, but you risk eye strain. With the closed eye method, it's safe, it's scientifically backed, but you've got to fight off sleepiness and the wandering mind. And with the half-closed method, you get this amazing balance and potential for third eye activation, but only if you get the technique right and avoid any straining. You know, my mission is to simplify these ancient sciences and make them accessible. And the first step is realizing there is no single best method. The right choice is deeply personal. It depends on you. Do you get sleepy easily? Maybe give the open or half-closed method a try. Does your mind feel like a runaway train? The structure of a closed-eye breath focus might be just what you need. You have to experiment. So, now the question goes to you. You've seen the map of these 3 main paths. You understand the pros and the cons of each one. So which will you explore first on your journey? And to help you get started, please visit my website, yogawellness786.com, where you can download a free 5-minute yoga and meditation program. It's a great way to begin your exploration. Thank you for joining me.